salute you all, and I salute the God within all of you. I hope and pray that wherever you are resonating with the divinity and you are on your spiritual path. Before we begin, once again, let us sit straight. Let us ground ourselves in this present moment. Excellent. Take a deep breath. Inhale. Exhale. Relax. Try to bring a smile on your face. Try to accept that good things will happen in my life and good things happen in their due time. Try to think of the seasons and how the seasons take their own time. Try to think of the seed and how the seed grows into a beautiful plant in its own time. Try to look at a child and how a child takes time to mature. Try to think of this Mindful Matters video and how it also eventually played in its own time. And try to accept that good things are happening right now. They are taking their time, but they are happening. Try to accept there is healing and health awakening in my body. They are taking their time, but it is happening. Try to accept that peace and joy are coming in my life. It is happening slowly. Minute by minute, inch by inch, you are moving towards your goal. And yes, the mind will say things can be a bit faster. The mind always likes speed, but some things need to take their time. Babaji always would explain to me that the slow cooked food is the most delicious. And Babaji's special dal, when he would cook it, it will take 10 hours. It's a slow cooked dal, and trust me, it was most delicious. Things that are done in a haphazard manner, without planning, without thought, they always come out ugly. If you want flavor, trust the process. And so, I am becoming more and more spiritual right now. Can you accept that? Can you try to accept that? Even if you try, it is a good start. Excellent. Once again, we will sit straight and we will close our eyes. Take a deep breath. Try to relax your body from head to toe. Your awareness towards your head, your face, your neck. And let there be a thought. I'm ready to relax. I'm ready to go deep. I'm ready to accept and observe myself meditating. Be aware of your chest, back, stomach, shoulders, arms, both your hands, and let there be a thought. I'm ready to go deep. I'm ready to find peace within me. Let your awareness go to your hips, your thighs, your knees, your calf, and your feet. And let there be a thought. I'm ready for a deep relaxation. Full breath in, full breath out. Take a deep breath one more time. Try to observe your body from head to toe. Within your body, try to find the sensation of peace and relaxation. And you will find that the more you observe these feelings, the stronger they become. Search your body from head to toe again and again till you find the feeling of comfort, peace, and deep relaxation. It could be in your chest, it could be in your stomach, it could be even in your hands, on your knees. Accept these feelings and observe them. The more you observe, the deeper these feelings will become. Keep on observing, and with me, 3 breaths, 3 deep and powerful breaths. From the body, let your awareness go to your mind. And within the mind, try to find the thought of gratitude. The memory of when was the last time when you were extremely grateful. Let your awareness go to that thought and the feelings associated with the thought. When something amazing and beautiful happened in your life, it could be the time when your child was born, it could be the time when you were sitting in front of your guru, it could be the time when you were extremely successful. Try to connect with that memory of the time when you were grateful and observe the joy, the happiness, the bliss that comes with this gratitude. And again, the more you observe, the stronger this feeling becomes. As if with your observation, the light is becoming brighter and brighter. 3 deep breaths. With each breath, let this light become brighter, the light of gratitude and bliss. Deeper breath. Take the light of gratitude from this memory. Project it to the present moment, to your every cell, your every atom. And let there be the acceptance of this thought that I am grateful for all the good things that will happen in my life from today. And now observe the anticipation of the good things. Just for a second, be like the child who knows that tomorrow is his birthday and something special is about to happen. The child doesn't know what it will be, but he knows it will be something special, something good, something powerful. And just observe this feeling of anticipation and let it grow. Let it become more powerful. Let the excitement and this joy become brighter and brighter till the moment that your each cell is resonating at the frequency of gratitude. And the last 3 breaths, full breath in, full breath out. Observe this joy, this gratitude, and this relaxation that has awakened within you. And with a smile on your face, slowly open your beautiful eyes. Bless you. Remember, good things are happening right now. Good things are happening for you, around you, all the time. Long ago, with my wife, I was in an African safari. We were in this place called Masai Mara, near the Mara River in Kenya. And we had these guides with us, and they were telling us about animal behavior and whatever their thoughts and feelings were because of their observations. And suddenly the guides were very excited. And they told us that we are in for a treat. We are about to see something very funny. Me and my wife looked at what it is that the guides were trying to show us. And in distance, we saw a lioness. And near the lioness, we saw a warthog. The guides told us that this warthog has a very peculiar behavior. And they told us to observe. We saw that the warthog was oblivious to the presence of the lioness. And the lioness was ready to jump on the warthog. But as she was about to attack, there was a sound. The warthog became aware and the warthog started running. Its tail went up like the antenna and it ran. It ran with all the power that was inside it. Like a bullet, the warthog ran. And in the African savanna. The tigress was chasing the warthog, and it was filled with adrenaline, the chase. And myself, my wife, guides are looking, except that me and my wife are stressed, anxious, looking at the warthog. But the guides, they're smiling, they're snickering, and they're telling us, wait, wait, just look what's about to happen. And the warthog was running with full speed. And it looked as if the warthog was about to escape the clutches of death. It was free. The lioness looked tired. But suddenly, the warthog, it stopped running. As if the warthog had forgotten that why it was running. And it started eating the grass. And behind me, hysterically, the guide started laughing. The lioness got a second wind, and again it started to chase the warthog. The warthog looked behind and saw, oh, lioness, and it ran again. And after a few minutes, again the warthog suddenly stopped, as if it had forgotten why it was running, till eventually the warthog was eaten by the lioness. Confused, I asked the guide that what was happening. And the guide explained to me that that is the behavior of the warthog. That this wild pig sometimes forget where it is. As if the wild pig has a short-term memory. It started to run because it saw the lioness, and somewhere down the line, while it is running, it forgets why it is running. And it says, oh, green grass, let us stop, let us eat. And when I listened to this behavior of the warthog, I couldn't help but notice how similar it was to the behavior of human beings with spirituality. Because even in the field of spirituality, all my life, I have observed the seekers of spirituality. And there is a striking similarity between the warthog and the spiritual seeker. Hear me out. What could be the similarity between the wild pig with tusks and a person trying to learn meditation? Well, the first similarity, that the warthog wants to run, it is inspired to because the lioness is chasing the warthog. And so many times I have seen that even the spiritual seeker is inspired because of some anxiety, some suffering that has befallen this gentleman. And yes, there is not a lioness that's chasing you, but that lioness can be the metaphor of some predicament that is in our lives, because even we, the spiritual seekers, are busy in our lives, in our kids, in our work, and then suddenly something happens. It could be disease in the form of the metaphorical lioness. It could be suffering. It could be anxiety. It could be something that breaks our comfort zone. And suddenly there's a thought that let us start on this path of spirituality. Let us get rid of this painful stimuli. So what does this person do? What does this spiritual person do? When there is a painful stimuli in life, suddenly we start running. We start creating an effort, and that effort could be anything. We start having a daily practice. We start having a healthy ritual. We start doing yoga pranayam, the yoga of Immortals. We start eating healthy. We start doing sapshati. We start doing sadhana. We do everything that we can. We are like that warthog running with full speed. And then what happens? When the warthog is running with full speed, it creates some distance between itself and the predator. And the same we also do. We start to feel better. We start to feel a little bit more amazing. We start to feel healthy. And the moment there is distance between the predator and the prey, the warthog suddenly thinks, why was I exerting myself so much? And even the spiritual speaker starts to think that what is the point of getting up in the morning and doing the sadhana? What is the point of reading the Sapshati? What is the point of doing the yoga of Immortals? What is the point of healthy eating? I've done it for so many weeks. Let me take a rest today. Let me not do my healthy spiritual rituals today. And that one day rest becomes a weekend binge. That weekend binge becomes a whole cheat week. That one cheat meal can become a whole cheat month. Yes or no? And then we slip back into the comfort zone. And like that warthog that stops running, we are back in the savanna eating the grass. And now the distance that we had made between ourselves and the predator, between ourselves and our anxiety, with ourselves and our pain, with ourselves and our disease, that distance starts to become lesser and lesser and lesser, till finally we look back and just behind us that ailment, that predicament has again come back, and suddenly the spiritual seeker starts to become spiritual again. And the seeker says, oh, I must dust out my Sapshati once more. I must clean my Meru once more. I must get out my yoga mat once more. I must find my smoothie maker once more and once again start my healthy lifestyle. And I do it again for a week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 week. Increase the distance between myself and the predator. Does it happen? Yes or no? Has it happened with you? Yes or no? How many times you have started the spiritual path? And how many times when things were going so good, so great, so amazing, you become complacent and you stop your spirituality? And the moment you stop, it is the law of third dimension. There is always some predator behind you. And the mind starts to play a game, and the mind starts to say, let me relax one day. Let me be lazy one day. And it happens many times. And that one day becomes a long time. Psychologists call it euphoric recall. It is like, let us assume there is an alcoholic, an addict. And that addict tries to become sober. And of course, a lot of painful incidences have happened in the life of the addict. That is why he wants to become sober. Maybe he's lost his job because of his addiction. Maybe he's lost his family. Maybe he has been arrested. Maybe he has got a few DUIs. And of course, the addict has hit some form of rock bottom or personal failure that now he says, no, I must change my life. The addict has seen the lioness of his predicament about to eat him. And for that one last time, he wants to change his life. And so the addict starts to work hard on himself. And it's tough. It's tough to fight with your own programming. It's tough to fight with your own behavioral patterns. And the addict succeeds. For 1 month, he succeeds. For 60 days, he succeeds. For 90 days, he succeeds. And after 100 days, The mind starts to play a game that maybe my addiction wasn't that bad. Maybe my negative behavioral patterns weren't that bad. In fact, they were quite good. The euphoric recall starts to happen. And what does that mean? I forget all the results of the bad behavior, all the repercussions of the bad behavior, all the sorrows of the bad behavior. And what do I remember? That little joy that I got from it. And that euphoric recall is not just limited to addicts. It can be to anybody, a person who's suffering from diabetes and he's thinking about that gulab jamun. And he's not thinking the repercussions of that gulab jamun, euphoric recall. Just, I'm thinking the little good that will come, not the big bad that will come, the little good. That euphoric recall could be about your aggressive tendencies, your inability to remain calm in a stressful situation, and the release that comes by just bursting out, becoming aggressive on family and the people you love. And at that time, you're thinking about that little joy कि बस मुझे एक मौका दो और मैं उसको बताऊंगा कि उसकी औकात क्या है. And not thinking the big repercussion that will come out of it. And what does that euphoric recall do? It makes that addict go back into the bad behavioral pattern. And that one slip can lead to massive failure. It can lead to disease, death, or unforeseen, uncalculated, magnanimous circumstances. It can lead to a person acting in such a way that he can alienate himself from the person that he loves and end the relationships that were so very important. It can lead for a person to lose his spirituality. This is the same euphoric recall to the asuras, when the asuras would be praying to Lord Shiva, and they were doing their sadhanas, and they were working so very hard, and then they started to walk on the path of spirituality, and then they became so divine, so powerful. But when you are living that divine life, you are living that happy life, the euphoric recall can come that, oh, when I was an asura and I was beating people, shouting people, things were so much nicer. And what happened at that time, even from that point of divinity, may it be the Tripurasur, may it be Andhakasur, may it be Jalandrasur, may it be Ravan, they all fell from the grace. It was a relapse. A relapse in bad behavior, a relapse towards the negative psychic impressions, and a relapse towards those negative behavioral patterns. And now the question comes that if I am a seeker, then how do I prevent that relapse? How do I prevent myself from going back to my old behavioral patterns? Because I have done this, I have tried myself alone. I have tried so many times. And yes, you have tried so many times to change your life, to run away from that lioness. Have you not tried? Yes, no? And alone you have tried, and alone whenever you try many times, you just increase the distance between you and the predator. But every single time, again, what happens? You are where you are and you stop, and the predator comes back. The disease comes back. The failure comes back. The suffering comes back. And at that time, what should you do? How do I prevent that relapse? How do I stop my life from yo-yoing from good to bad? How do I prevent my health from yo-yo? You know, the yo-yo the child plays with, it first goes down and it goes up. How do I prevent that with my health? My body also goes up, goes down. My mind also goes up, goes down. I am not a yo-yo. It shouldn't be in life that I have good days or bad days, because I don't know that if the bad will come again in my life, will I be able to survive it again? Because I am not that young, I am not that strong, I am not that lucky that I once was. What if that negativity wins? So I must protect myself from that negative behavior, from that disastrous relapse. So what can I do to continue to walk on the path of spirituality? And to understand this, we must go back to the Shiv Yoga Sanatan. Gautam Buddha was a great Shiv Yogi. And he simplified 3 things beautifully for the spiritual seeker. And in the Shiv Yoga Sanatan, if we understand these 3 things, then we prevent ourselves to ever be chased by the predator again. And the 3 things that the Shiv Yoga Sanatan teaches us: 1, the first and the most important, Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, that I surrender to the divinity and grace of my God. I accept and I understand that I am not alone. And I accept that some things can't be done alone. I need not be alone in my suffering. I need not be alone in my pain. Because if I am alone, many times I can become powerless. If I feel powerless, I can become hopeless. And hopeless is a curse. And hence, I must open the gates of my heart, and I must accept and understand that I am not alone. Buddham Sharanam Gacchami. I accept and I surrender to the divinity of the ascended masters, the spiritual guides, and the God. And why do I do that? Just so that I can feel strong again. I can feel powerful again, because alone I am powerless. Connected to the God, I am powerful. Shiva Ananta, Shiva Kripa Ananta. हाँ जी ना जी। तो सबसे पहले तो तुम अकेले हो ही नहीं। तुम रोज सुबह उठो, तुम अपने भगवान का आवाहन करो, तुम रोज अपने आप को याद कराओ कि आज का दिन मैं अपने भगवान से जुड़ूंगा। तुम रोज अपने भगवान से प्रार्थना करो, हे शिव शिवा, मैं ये शरीर, ये जीवन आपको समर्पित करता हूँ। आज जो कुछ भी मेरे साथ हो रहा है, जो भी घटना मेरे साथ घटित हो रही है, मैं स्वीकार करता हूँ, मानो ये घटना आप ही से मेरी ओर प्रवाहित हो रही है, और इस घटना में मेरे लिए कुछ अच्छा ही छिपा है। और मैं स्वीकार करता हूँ, मैं शिवयोगी हूँ, मेरे साथ अच्छा ही होगा। आई टेक एवरी इंसिडेंट एज अ ब्लेसिंग फ्रॉम गॉड इटसेल्फ। बुद्धम शरणम गच्छामि। हाँ जी ना जी। ये पहली सीढ़ी है। दूसरी सीढ़ी बहुत जरूरी, बहुत ताकतवर, धम्मम शरणम गच्छामि, that I accept and I surrender to the path of the holy siddhas. I surrender to the divine rituals that I make. I surrender without question, without doubt. I accept the path and I must practice it daily. If your path is Shiv Yoga, then Shiv Yoga consists of the yoga of immortals, of the daily sadhana. That is your practice. And the daily satsang with the Guru. So every day I must listen to my Guru in some form or manner. I will allow his words to enter into my ears, through my ears, to my soul. I must listen to his good. Because spirituality is like everything else. If it is out of sight, it is out of mind. If I don't look at my Guru, I don't listen to his words, it is so very easy. Just like I can make distance between myself and the Predator, I can make distance between myself and my God as well. Simple. Ignore, and the distance is created. So Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami means that I accept the path, and every day it is like a ritual. I must meditate. I must do the yoga of immortals. Doesn't matter. If my feet are paining, okay, I will do the upper body, the pranayam. Doesn't matter. My upper body is paining, no worries. I will do the lower body. No matter what, life or death, no matter sun or rain, my ritual has to be. Because each time I work hard on myself, on the spiritual path, on the divine path, what am I doing? I'm creating that distance between me and that negative belief pattern. If I don't put in the hard work, if I don't put in the sadhana between myself and the negative beliefs, the negative behavioral patterns, then each time some negativity, some negative incident will come in my life, I will revert back to my old self immediately. And that person will look spiritual, but it's a facade. Let the problem come, and immediately he will remove the veil of spirituality like the villain in a Scooby-Doo show and become extremely negative. Why? Because he didn't put in the sadhana between himself and that negative behavioral pattern. The more sadhana between yourselves and those patterns, the more you are protected, your spirituality, your divinity, your bliss, your miracles, your courage, your power, your strength, they are protected. So ask yourself, did I follow my divine ritual today? And what is your divine ritual? There should be the physical ritual for your health. There is no cheat day when it comes to health. The only cheat day that will come to health is going to be the day you die. That's it. That's the cheat day. Then you can let your body go. Otherwise, if you are alive, you are breathing, then every single day you should work on your body. That's a ritual. It should be in the form of the pranayam. It should be in the form of the healthy eating. It should be in the form of the yoga of immortals. Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. This is my path. This is who I am. This is the work that I do. Every day there should be the sadhana. There should be the Shri Vidya. There should be the sadhana of Lord Mahamrityunjay. The sadhanas of Shiv Yoga. And every day there should be the satsang, the listening to the word of my Guru. Every day there should be some form of part, the mantratmak sadhana. In the form of sapshati, in the form of stuti, or in the form of the bhajan singing. Find the time. Find the minutes. These minutes are the most important. अगर वो जंगली सुअर कहता है जी मेरे पास टाइम नहीं है, मैं तो भागूंगा ही नहीं, तो भागेगा ही नहीं, तो शेरनी तुझे खा जाएगी और फिर पक्का तेरे पास टाइम है ही नहीं. तो तुम्हें अगर टाइम चाहिए तो थोड़ी मेहनत तो करनी होगी, अपने मार्ग को स्वीकार करना होगा. And your path is not label, it is your work. You can call yourself a Hindu, but if you don't put the work in the Sanatan Dharma, it is just a label. It is a useless label. It is like a Scooby-Doo mark. Scooby-Doo mask. There was a cartoon when I was young. They were great villains and they were always wearing a mask. Because Scooby-Doo used to remove that mask. It's a label that people have when they say, oh, I'm so spiritual. How are you spiritual? I have the picture of God in my life. Why are you spiritual? Oh, I eat a certain type of food. That makes me who I am. No, your practice makes you who you are, not your labels. And your practice is, if you like to call yourself a label, if you like to say, oh, I am from this path, I am from this guru, I am from this spiritual school of thought, then ask yourself, what is the practice that you are doing? Because it is that practice that will make you who you are. So what was the first key? I surrender to God. What is the second key? I surrender to the practice. Every day I accept and I surrender to the practice. And what is the third? And probably according to what I have observed, the most important key. Sangham Sharanam Gacchami. And a Sangha means just a group, a community of those like-minded people that are walking on the same path as myself. These people are important because they will understand you. These people are important because you can take your strength and courage from them. These people are important because they will hold your hand when you feel weak. These people are important because their sadhana, their devotion, their divinity will act as an inspiration for you in your spiritual path. If you don't have a sangha, a spiritual community, then it is very difficult to walk on the path. It is very easy to regress back to the old behavioral patterns. Why? Because now you are not at all accountable. Now you are just alone on your sofa doing whatever you would like to do. But if you say that, no, I have this community, I will be inspired by this and I will inspire that community. I will take the help of this community and I will give my seva to this community. What will come in your life? A very simple thing, and that is called accountability. And accountability is important because God, your mind will say, oh, God loves everybody. भगवान तो उड़ती चिड़िया से भी प्यार करता है और गोबर में बैठे सुअर से भी प्यार करता है, तो भगवान तो मुझसे प्यार कर ही लेगा। ओ, गुरु तो प्यार का सागर है, मैं अच्छा हूं या बुरा हूं, गुरु तो मुझे प्यार कर ही लेगा। अकाउंटेबिलिटी नहीं है ना। गुरु और भगवान को तो तुम सतयुग से, द्वापर से, त्रेता से और अब कलयुग में उल्लू बना ही रहे हो, और शायद आगे भी बना दो। गुरु, भगवान और धर्म अगर केवल यही होता तो हर व्यक्ति सनातन की मार्ग में चलता चलता बुद्धत्व को प्राप्त कर लेता। लेकिन क्या होता है कि अगर हम अकेले हैं तो हम चालाकी खेलते, हम धर्म के साथ भी चालाकी खेलते। बाबा जी एक कहानी सुनाते थे कि एक बार एक बेवड़ा रात को घर पहुंचा और उसकी पत्नी ने उससे कहा, तू दारू पी रहा था? कहते नहीं, मैंने तो आज तक दारू नहीं पी। और फिर पत्नी ने पता करने के लिए उसकी जेबें टटोली तो पता चला वो केवल दारू नहीं, वो जुआ भी खेल रहा था। पत्नी एकदम भड़क गई, तूने जुआ खेला, दारू पी? वो कहता है मैंने जुआ नहीं खेला, मैं तो सत्संग से आ रहा हूं। और पत्नी ने कहा सत्संग से आ रहा है? पति ने कहा हाँ, मैं तो सत्संग से आ रहा हूँ। और सत्संग में मैंने सुना कि महाभारत में युधिष्ठिर वो भी जुआ खेलता था और वो धर्मराज था। और अगर वो जुआ खेलता था और वो धर्मराज था तो क्या फर्क पड़ता है कि मैं जुआ खेल के आ रहा हूं, मुझे भी तू धर्मराज बोल। और पत्नी मुस्कुरा के कहती अच्छा, तूने सत्संग में ये सुन लिया कि युधिष्ठिर ने जुआ धर्मराज, तूने ये नहीं सुना कि द्रौपदी के 5 पति थे? हर आदमी अपनी चालाकी से धर्म को उठा लेता है, गुरु को भी उठा लेता है, भगवान को भी उठा लेता है अपनी चालाकी से। पर जब संग साथ होता है तो संग के साथ एक अकाउंटेबिलिटी होती है। When a father is walking with his children, there is accountability, for the children are witnessing the behavior and the father knows he must set an example. If I take the responsibility and I say that no, in my life I will not be insignificant. And it's very easy to be insignificant. It is so very easy to be selfish. That, oh, I don't want Sangha. I want to be me. I want to do me. I want to be where I am. एक ही तो जिंदगी मिली है, जिंदगी ना मिलेगी दोबारा। और बस मैं अपने कैपिटलिज्म और कंज्यूमरिज्म में अपनी जिंदगी को व्यर्थ गंवाना चाहता हूँ। दुनिया भाड़ में जाए। And it's so very easy to be selfish and insignificant. But the Shiv Yogi says, no, you must take responsibility. The Shiv Yogis taught you come from Shiva. Shiva is your father and hence the world is your inheritance and hence you must take responsibility for your inheritance and your community and your Sangha. And if there is responsibility, there has to be accountability, that I must work so that I receive the wealth of Shiv Yoga and then I must spread the wealth of Shiv Yoga. And why this is important? Because you must have some passion in your life. If your Sangh becomes your passion, your community becomes your passion, then you are eradicating the chances of bringing the bad behavioral patterns in your life. Why do they come? When there is emptiness. And of course, there will be emptiness. Today, life is empty. The only warmth we get is from a machine, a cell phone. The only joy we get is from the television. The adventures we live are not our own. And if there is emptiness, there is scope, space for negative behavioral patterns. And if I fill it with faces I know and love and care about, and I say, Sangham Sharanam Gacchami, that I work for the community, I work for the people around me, I work for the country I live in, I work for the world, I work for every single being under the blue sky. I seek their help and I give help to them. Then my life will not be wasted. My life will not be empty. My life will be full. And if my life is full, there is no space for negative behavioral patterns. Yes. And that is why Shiv Yoga put so much emphasis that we must have the forums, we must meet, we must have the shivers, we must come together. Because one is the family that you were born with, but one is the family you make of your own choice. And what is your family? It is your spiritual family, the family that is walking the path with you. And that family is important. Why? Because their story will inspire you. If you are feeling today irritated, somebody was once feeling irritated like you. Maybe even I was feeling irritated like you. So I share my story, my spirituality with you, my energy with you. And I'm telling you that if I can come out of that negativity, so can you. So why do you choose to let that predator eat you, my dear warthog, continue on your path. This is just a feeling. It will pass, it will go away. And so many of you are feeling much better than what you were feeling half an hour ago. Yes? No? हाँ जी, ना जी, अच्छा लग रहा है। कुछ लोगों के साथ बैठे हो और बस बैठ के मेरे से बातें कर रहे हो, बस मेरी बात सुन रहे हो, बस मेरी ऊर्जा के साथ रेजोनेट कर रहे हो और आपको अच्छा लग रहा है। क्यों? क्योंकि इस संग में हम दोनों बैठे हैं। ये जो शिवयोग का संग है, इसकी शरण में हम दोनों बैठे। किसी दिन भगवान की बहुत कृपा होगी और हो सकता है जिस परिवार के साथ जन्मे हो वो परिवार आपके साथ आपके मार्ग पर चलना शुरू कर दे, लेकिन जरूरी नहीं। हो सकता है तुम सिद्धत्व की ओर बढ़ो, तुम्हारी बीवी कभी भी सिद्धत्व की ओर ना बढ़े, तुम्हारे बच्चे कभी भी ना बढ़े, लेकिन इसका क्या मतलब है? क्या तुम रुक जाओ? तुम्हें तो अपने मार्ग पे चलना है। और अगर बीवी और बच्चे नहीं भी चलते, तुम अपने धर्म का पालन उनके साथ करो और याद रखो कि एक बहुत बड़ा परिवार है जो तुम्हारे साथ सिद्धत्व की ओर बढ़ रहा है। तुम्हें कभी भी अकेला महसूस करना ही नहीं। ये जो तीन तीन पिलर्स है ना तुम्हारे, पहला योर गॉड, योर गुरु, they are with you. Second, your path. It is the most dependable thing that you have, your path. Your path will always work for you. You don't have to do hit and trial. तुम्हें अगर जीवन में खुशी नहीं, तो तुम्हें हिट एंड ट्रायल नहीं करना कि फलानी पिक्चर देख लेता हूँ अमेजोन पे, खुशी आ जाएगी। बॉलीवुड की पिक्चर है, 99% बकवास होगी, तुम्हारे दिमाग का कचरा कर देगी। और हाँ, 1% हो सकता है शेरशाह जैसी अच्छी पिक्चर हो तो तुम्हें मजा आ जाए, पर 99% तो तुम्हें भी पता है कैसी होती। तो तुम्हें हिट एंड ट्रायल करने की जरूरत ही नहीं। Dhammam Sharanam Gacchami. Your path is the most dependable thing in your life. It is your backbone. Your spirituality and your path, it is your backbone. In the time of crisis and uncertainty, revert back to it. Revert to your spirituality. That will always give you the warmth that you seek. Yes, yes. Say yes. Excellent. Bless you. And I want you to go deeper in your sadhana, and that is why from the 15th of October, we are going to put the Sri Vidya sadhanas into the Shiv Yoga app. 15 अक्टूबर से श्री विद्या साधना हम ऐप पे डालना शुरू कर देंगे, और साथ ही साथ 20 अक्टूबर से शिव सूत्र मैं आपके शिव योग ऐप पे डालना शुरू कर दूंगा, ताकि आप शिव सूत्र की साधना करना शुरू कर सको और आप श्री विद्या की साधना एक बार फिर शुरू कर सको। आई एम गोइंग टू पुट द इनिशिएशंस एंड द sadhanas through the guidance of our Guru Babaji, and we will start from the first levels through our web apps and the Shiv Yoga app, so that the people who could not make this journey while Babaji was teaching physically, they can at least start their journey, so that when Babaji starts to teach again, they are at that level and they can pick up where everybody is. तो अक्टूबर का महीना बहुत ही कीमती महीना होगा हमारे लिए, जिसमें हम शिव सूत्र की साधना करेंगे और श्री विद्या की साधना करेंगे थ्रू द शिव योग ऐप। हाँ जी, ब्लेस यू। साथ ही साथ मैं चाहता हूँ कि हम इस YouTube के माध्यम से मिल सकें, बातचीत कर सकें। सो नाउ एवरी संडे वी विल डू दिस प्रोग्राम वेयर वी सिट, talk, meditate through this medium every single week on this time, so that we remain connected and we can grow together. Yes, Haji Naji Sangam Sharanam Gacchami. We don't want out of sight, out of mind with spirituality. We don't want to create that distance between you and the spirituality. So every single week, I will make an effort. आज भी पहले इंटरनेट नहीं चला, फिर यूट्यूब नहीं चला, फिर फोन नहीं चला, लेकिन हमने कोशिश की रुकना नहीं है, कोशिश करनी है। और आखिरकार 60 मिनट बाद हमारा प्रोग्राम चालू हुआ तो सही। मेहनत करेंगे, कोशिश करेंगे, जरूर फल मिलेगा। समस्या कब आती है? जब तुम मेहनत करनी बंद कर देते हो, फिर तो गारंटी है फल नहीं मिलेगा। जब किसान भी 100 बीज बोता है, 100 में से शायद 5 या 10 या 20 हो, उसमें से वृक्ष निकले, बाकी 50 का क्या होगा? चिड़िया खाएगी, कहीं और जाके हक देगी। तो अगर किसान कहे कि जी मेरा बीज तो चिड़िया खा के हक देगी, मैं बीज बोऊंगा ही नहीं, फिर तो गारंटी है कि उसको फल कभी मिलेंगे नहीं। तुम मेहनत करो, कोशिश करो। और आज मैंने भी मेहनत की, आपने भी मेहनत की, और फाइनली हमारा YouTube लाइव हो ही गया। You could have given up, I could have given up, but we don't do that. We are not the warthog that will be eaten by the lioness. We continuously run. We are the spiritual seeker. We believe to the surrender to the divine, to the surrender of the path, and to the surrender of the satsang. This is the most important thing for us. This is what has helped us come out of the darkness. This is what has helped us when we were in the quicksand of karma. This is what gives us the joy. Even at the time of the corona, when everybody was locked down, this is what became our strength. Our community is what became our strength. When we were sitting in India and I was taking shivers in United States, I remember so many people from India would work in the morning and do the shiver in the night. And when I was taking in the shiver in India, I could see so many people who worked in the morning in the Western countries were doing their shivers during the night time. We wanted to be connected because we knew that like the flower who doesn't get the sun, the flower will not blossom, and only the sun can make the flower blossom. We know that it's our Buddham Sharanam Gacchami, our Dhammam, and our Sangh that makes us blossom. So I'm extremely thankful to all the people that are here and who gave their patience to the path and to the spirituality. And this is just a reminder to all of you. It is so very easy to go back to the old ways. It is so very easy to go back to the negativity. But we must look forward. We must work hard. We should not let the mind go into euphoric recall. We must remember good things are happening right now. और आज से, अब से, इस क्षण से हम अच्छे हैं और अच्छे होते जा रहे हैं। हम शिव योगी हैं जो सिद्धत्व की ओर बढ़ रहे हैं, और हमारे साथ अच्छा होगा, सही समय पर होगा। और हमें कभी भी कमजोर लगे तो हमें याद रखना है कि हमारे भगवान हमारे साथ हैं, और सबसे कीमती हमारा मार्ग हमारा साथ है। और मार्ग के साथ साथ हम सब एक दूसरे के साथ हैं। हम सब इस किश्ती में एक साथ हैं, और हम सबको साथ ही चलते रहना है। और एक दिन हमारी किश्ती ज़रूर से ज़रूर कैलाश पहुंचेगी, और उस कैलाश में हमारे भगवान और गुरु मुस्कुरा के हमारा इंतज़ार कर रहे होंगे। और उस दिन हम साथ बैठ के बहुत ताकतवर साधना करेंगे। ठीक है, बहुत अच्छे। Extremely thankful to all of you. A lot of love and a lot of blessings. And I shall see you again next Sunday, preferably at the right time. आप सबके भीतर के भगवान को मेरा प्रणाम. Bless you. Namah Shivaya. And yes, before you go, spread the divinity. Comment something nice and beautiful for yourself and everybody else. Try to share this video as much as you can. Like the channel, subscribe the channel, and whatever it is. इसके बारे में मुझे ज़्यादा नहीं पता, मुझे शिवयोग के बारे में पता है, तो बाकी चीज़ें मैं आप पे छोड़ता हूँ. मेक श्योर ये आगे ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा पहुँचे और divinity should spread. I leave that to all of you. Bless you. Namah Shivaya.